Yo, what's the word? It's your boy 16. If you like the content on this channel, I want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for post notifications. Also, I got a website at www.16shotonvisuals.com. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get to what y'all came to see. What's the word? Let the people know we got on 16 Shot on Visuals.
P2, Supreme McGriff Jr., Southside's finest, Mr. Viral himself before Favi, by the way.
Why you say before Favi?
I mean, cause everybody feel like Favi invented that word viral. Like, he made it popular, I guess, but I've really been going viral way before Favi was even a thought. So, you feel me? I just gotta let that be known. Like, I gotta give like a full disclaimer, like I'm viral before Favi, you feel me?
I feel it. So you know
no shots at Favi. I'm just letting it be known, you feel me? Fuck with Favi. That's the Gaza.
Okay.
Word.
What you been up to lately? You know, it's been a minute since we did the last interview.
Shit, man, I've been working, man. I've been hustling, I've been grinding, man. You know, selling the merch, doing my little behind the scenes magic movements, producing, managing. Just really just been working, man. Word, just I'm a hustler, man. I'm always gonna get to the money one way or another, you feel me? So, word.
How's the management going for you?
It's going good, you feel me? I feel like it's a slow and steady race. Everything in life is like a slow and steady race, so you just gotta stay the course. Like, you can't really like get discouraged and quit or stop doing what you're doing. Like, you just gotta keep going, and everything that's supposed to happen gonna happen. You just gotta be consistent with that shit.
What got you into it? Like,
cause I ain't really want to be no rapper, and Diddy my idol, so I'm like, you know, if Diddy can do it, I can do it. If Diddy can be a manager, Diddy can be a producer, Diddy can be this, Diddy can be that, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, he one of them people that I really look up to. Like, I admire his hustle, I admire his swag, I admire everything how he moved. Like, he really one of them ones. So, and like I said, I ain't really want to be no rapper. Like, that was never really my bop. I'm more like tell the rapper how to do this, what to do. Like, you feel me? So I just say like, yo, I'm gonna just manage.
So, you know, recently I seen you had like a little back and forth with 50 Cent son, Marquise.
Yeah, I call that nigga Marquisha.
What was that about?
You feel me? He just, like, he had this little discrepancy with his father or whatever like that, and like they had got into it or whatever, and he was talking about the whole child support shit. And you know he brought me back into it, which was fine. Like, I ain't have a problem with him bringing me back into it, but then I see like he had posted the picture up and there was 5 slides. Like, you know how you can swipe the slides or whatever? And on the last slide, like, he had a message that I had sent him about a boxing match that a person had contacted me to do. Like, me and him were supposed to do a boxing match together. So they had contacted me to see if I could reach out to him. And I had wrote him like, yo, hit my number or whatever. Like, they got a bag for us, 50K. And I had gave him my number, because I'm not thinking nothing of it. Like, I'm not thinking it's personal, nothing like that. Like, yo, let's get a bag. Like, it's $50,000, you feel me? So I had said, yo, hit me, and I sent him my number. And I guess he held on to that message for 4 years, and he just decided to post the message that I sent him, and it had my number in it. So by him posting it, everybody that follows him was calling my phone, was calling my number. And I'm like, yo, so I started calling people all over Queens that I know that got contact with him, connections with him. I'm like, yo, like, I'm not even trying to entertain this shit really, but I just want y'all to like see if boy can just take my number down off his page. Like, I don't care about the post, cause you entitled to post whatever you want to post. Like, I'm not no broad, you feel me? Like, and after I seen an hour had went by, 2 hours had went by, and that shit was still up, that's when I made my post. And then they picked that shit up on the Shade Room, and then, you know, it was round 2. Like, round 1 was a couple years, 3-4 years ago, and I guess this is round 2. So everybody like, yo, Preem son and 50 son again, they back at it again. You know how that shit go. So that's pretty much what that was, though. He posted my number, and I ain't like that shit.
So how did you feel about when he said the 6,700 wasn't enough? Do you feel like that's
everybody keep asking me about that $6,700 shit, man? Hell, I mean, like, what would we be comparing that to? Like, what is the measuring stick? $6,700 a month is more than anybody would be getting in the hood or in Queens. Like, that's not like a little bit of money. So I feel like the 6,700 should have definitely been sufficient enough for him and his mother to do whatever they had to do. But like a lot of people also say, if the mother is lazy and she just want to strictly live off the $6,700, of course that's not gonna be enough. Cause that gotta support her, it gotta support the other kid, and it gotta support him. So that's $6,700 trying to support 3 people. So that's probably why it wasn't enough. But if it was just used for what it was supposed to be used for, which was him, then yeah, it would have definitely been enough. But she was using that shit, she was trying to make that shit stretch for 3, 4, 5 people.
Then, you know, I think that, wasn't she getting like, what, 25,000 or 50,000 or something a month at a time?
Shit, I don't really even know the particulars of what she was getting or what that nigga was paying her in child support, none of that shit. Like, I don't even be knowing that, man. And then next year it'll be a different number. Then he'll say, man, 8,300 wasn't enough. Like, it'd be too much flip-flop stories with them niggas, man. That whole side is always like some flip-floppy stories, man. If you're gonna be a person of interest, you gotta make sure your stories and you gotta make sure your interviews and all that shit is consistent. Like, you can't say in 2020, I don't do this internet shit, and then come back 2022 and do the internet shit. Like, everything I say, everything I do has always been consistent. So if you're not gonna be consistent in what you telling to the public, don't even talk to the public. Don't make no public statements. Then that goes for everybody, not just them. Don't lie, cause you basically lying, cause you're not consistent with your story.
Would you be willing to have a sit down with him?
With Marquise?
Yeah.
I don't really. The only sit down I would want to have with him is about us getting in the ring or about us doing something physical. Like, I want to set up a fight. Like, I want to fight. Like, I don't know why it's so hard to set up a fight. Everybody's doing it. Floyd Mayweather do charity boxing events, fucking exhibition matches. Jake Paul doing them shits. Zab Judah's involved with them. Fucking football players be doing with it. I don't feel like that's like some bum shit. Like, you feel me? Like that, cause me and him have nothing in common. Like, he come from this walk of life. He from Long Island. I'm from Queens. Like, we have nothing in common. He don't move how I move. We not on the same page as far as intellectually. We not on the same page as far as how we move in the streets. Me and him have nothing in common. So it would really be nothing for me and him to talk about. But me fucking him up. That would be the only thing that we could talk about.
So how you feel about the documentary, the Supreme Team?
What's my thoughts on it? Like,
yeah, like how they put it together.
Shit, I had a lot to do with that shit behind the scenes, like putting that whole shit together. Like, but I think that Nas, like, I'm so happy that he was the one out of everybody that is, because there's been a whole bunch of speculation on Irv doing this and this person doing that and this person from the Supreme Team doing this, and everybody always had the whispers and the rumors about a movie and a documentary and all that shit coming out, and then this shit kind of threw people for a loop that out of all these years and everybody talking about that Nas was the one that actually was the person that was producing it and directing it. So, but I think that shit came out fire, bro. Like, it's a must watch. It covered everything that it was supposed to cover. It had the good, the bad, the ugly. So I definitely think that shit came out fire, bro. And you gotta remember too, it's on Showtime. So when a documentary or any type of show or anything is on Showtime, that shit is gonna be big, because Showtime is one of the most reputable platforms there is on television. So that being paired with Nas doing it, it was like a match made in heaven, bro.
Recently, Tony Ayo mentioned your father on Math Hoffa's show. You seen the show I'm talking about?
Yeah, I seen it, yeah, hell yeah.
What was your thoughts about that?
You know, when I be hearing like people like Yayo and dudes like that from that side of the fence talking about my pops and shit like that, I just be feeling like it's kind of like admiration. You know, they say when you hating on somebody or when you talking about somebody, like it's like you admire them. Like, I forgot the saying, like, hate is this guy's undercover love or some shit like that. Like, I feel like 50 and Yayo really love my father, like, cause my father was like the creme de la creme. Like, he was the one that was, he Queens. Like, when you mention Queens, like, before you say all the rappers' names, before you say all the 50s and the Nickies and the LLs and all that, you gonna say my father's name. So I feel like Yayo and 50, they actually admire my father and look up to my father. They would never let that be known to the public that my father was their idol and they look up to my father. But I feel like behind closed doors, they be like, yo, you always got to stamp that Preem was an ill nigga. Like, he was the illest. You always got to stamp that. And I feel like you know, they'll never give him the credit, but you can hear it in their tone when they talking about it. It'd be like an admiration type of tone, like, you know, Preem was this or Preem was that, like just their whole mannerism, their whole body language. You can tell like they respect my father and they look up to him. Cause how could you not? They came up under him. They younger than him, so they had to.
When you say they came up under him, was it a time when like they was actually cool with each other?
Nah, when I say came up under him, I'm like, they big homies looked up to my father. So they big homies would come back to the block with stories about the Supreme team, about my pops, about my cousin, shit like that. So throughout their whole entire childhood, all they was hearing was stories of Supreme. So that shit sticks in their mind. So like, that's who, like the measuring stick, who they wanted to grow up and be better than, was Supreme. Like, he was the bar. He set the bar for everything, how to move, how to get to the money, how to get the chicks, how to have the cars and all that shit. Like, he was the measuring stick. So everybody that's from Queens that came after him, they wanted to live up to him. So that's my whole feeling on it. They was never cool though. Like, I don't want people to get that misconstrued. I feel like people on the internet and people like, if you know, you know, but like people on the internet, they get it misconstrued about, oh, 50 was working for my father or 50 this. Like, he never did none of that shit, bro. Like, my father didn't even know him, bro. Like, all them stories about man, cut it out, man. My father don't even, how can my father know him? My father 20 something years older than him. My father 20 years older than this man. They not even the same age bracket, so that don't even make sense to me. People just gonna eat up lies. Like, the internet love lies, bro. So a lie is more entertainment than the truth. So, you know, people gonna always run with the lies.
Earlier you had said, Tony Ayo said that, you know, 50 wasn't scared of him. What is it about 50 that you think made him not scared?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's like me going on an interview telling a story about my homeboy. I'm never gonna make it seem like my homeboy was soft or my homeboy was under pressure or none of that. I'm gonna make it seem like my homeboy is the toughest motherfucker walking the street. He do this, he do that, but everybody knows, like, come on, bro, Preem is Preem. He's always gonna be who he is. So, like I said, with 50's big homies coming back to him, telling him what was the stories, of course he was scared of him. Of course he I don't even want to necessarily say scared, but he respected him. So, once again, that goes back to me saying with the whole misconstrued thing about this whole type of narrative that they trying to paint, like 50 is he's this super saiyan, superhuman, supernatural tough guy. Like, he's not no tough guy. Like, he's a rapper. So just because you did whatever you did in the streets, you never did nothing. You never was no killer. You never was none of that. You was a dude that was doing your little ones and twos, and you became a rapper, bro. And that's what it's always gonna be. You in the entertainment world. You're not a tough guy. You're not tough, none of that. You never was none of that.
So, you know, I seen a few, you know, documentaries and other YouTube videos and shit that said otherwise. So, like, what's your reason for saying that? Are you saying that because y'all into it? Or are you saying that, like, because that's really what you, like, saying?
That's really what I believe. Like, of course, like, if a dude is lit, right, and he's talking on somebody that can't talk for himself, so it's like one side fighting a ghost. If you're fighting a ghost, you're gonna win 10 times out of 10. A ghost can't beat you up, right? So he's speaking on this person that's behind the wall. You can't do that, bro. Like, what type of man are you to talk on you can never talk on the dead, and you can never talk on somebody behind the wall. I say that all the time, because they can't defend themselves. So why every time you get a platform, every time a camera or a mic is in front of your face, you talking about somebody that can't defend themselves? Like, that's like some psychological shit. But the internet is gonna make 50 be this juggernaut because nobody is coming out and saying that his stories is lies. Nobody's coming out and saying that he's adding some extra sauce to his stories. Like, we from New York, bro. If you from New York, you know that if you telling the story in front of a camera, you're gonna add some extra sauce to your story to make it seem like you really was that person that you painting yourself to be. So you're gonna add the extra sauce on it. So you might take your story that was a level 3, and by the time the camera cut off, that shit gonna be at a level 9, just because you trying to make yourself into this figure. But you can't make yourself into the figure. The people have to make the figure. The people got to tell your stories. You can't tell your own story because it ain't going to be as valuable. The people got to tell your story.
You got any example of things that you saying that you could, like, vouch for, that you know, like, he was capping here, or he added sauce here, or shit like that?
Just the whole, okay, so I feel like once people went away to jail and he knew that they was gonna go away for a long time, I felt like, you know, when the bully leave the neighborhood, the next couple guys coming up after him feel like they run the neighborhood now because the real bully is gone. So if the real gangsters is gone and nobody else is left out here, and you this person that is you a gym rat, like you be in the gym, you be taking steroids, you be pumping iron, and you big and you getting money, nobody's not gonna say nothing against you, bro. Everybody just gonna go with the flow. They gonna be on your dick, they gonna be on your nuts because you big, you got the money, and they just want to get in good with you. So I feel like 65% of the stories he tells is not real. 65% of the stories he tells is not real. And there's nobody to refute what he's saying because everybody want to get in good with him. Everybody want to be in his good graces. Everybody, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
I heard a story, some shit like they had said your father got his arm broken in jail or something like that.
Exactly, that's another fucking lie. Every time a camera get in front of this guy, he's talking about my father lying, bro. How can my father get his arm broken in jail? That's what? That don't need, that's the, yo, bro, come on, bro. You could tell a nigga, you could tell by a nigga body language too when he talking about a certain situation if he lying or not. Like, I know how to read body language, bro. Like, he making all type of funny faces, his posture all fucked up. Like, come on, bro, I can tell when a nigga lying, bro. How can my father get his arm broken in jail? By who? When? What year? When did this ever happen? This never happened, bro. This guy's a comedian, bro. He's a straight comedian, bro. Picture Preem getting his arm broke anywhere. Come on, bro. I don't even sound right, bro. That's cap. Big cap.
I heard you got a show coming up, like a reality TV show.
Yeah, that shit is definitely pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. That shit pretty much done. It's basically about, you know, all the kids being raised in the game and them being who they are and their parents being who their parents are and shit like that. So I feel like I've been trying to talk that shit into existence, and I've been always, every time I'm doing an interview, I always was talking about that shit from years ago, and I feel like that shit finally manifested itself into something. Like, when you keep speaking shit into existence, I feel like that shit is gonna happen eventually, but sometimes God just have a plan for you, and he be trying to put you through certain shit in order for you to make it to that next level of when you have that breakthrough. So I feel like, you know, I had to get a lot of people out of my circle that I was around that wasn't supposed to be in my circle. You know, I had to go through that. I had to go through family shit. I had to go through me maturing and growing up. And now that all that's over, I feel like now is the time where the TV show is coming at the best time of my life. Like, I feel like 2022 was the best year of my life. You know, I took a lot of losses, but I also took a lot of W's too. And I feel like me using 2022 as a stepping stone, I know 2023 is gonna be crazy, bro. Like, 2023 gonna be crazy, bro. Word.
How's your relationship like with the rest of the people on the show?
I got a relationship with all of them. Like, we be on the phone, we be chopping up, we be kicking it. Like, you know, like, they'll call me when I go off on Instagram or something like that. You know, we be talking about our fathers being incarcerated. Like, it's a real close-knit family type of vibe with them. Like, cause we all relatable to each other. So it's like I said, it's a match made in heaven. It's 4 girls and 3 guys on the show.
Are you able to name like the people?
Nah, I can't name no people, man. You gotta just wait till the show come out, man. But just know that they not making the show with no pups. Like, this show is not for the little homies. It's not for the little names that was out back in the days. These are profound, big names and people that have no smears on their name, none of that snitching stuff. Nobody on the show is a snitch. Their father or their mother was a snitch. Everybody is real rights on the show. Everybody is real right. Super gangster, super real right.
So how is that, having a father like that, like, and then you being a son? Would you say it's like a gift and a curse?
You know, I want to say shouts out to my pops, actually, man. Like, a lot of the stuff that come my way is because of him. So I feel like, you know, it would be like beneath me to not appreciate who he is and who he was, because he gets so much love and respect. Like, everybody always think that it's hate that come with him or envy, but he gets so much love and he gets so much respect. And I done walked in a lot of rooms and been in a lot of doors that a normal person wouldn't be able to be into. So if I wasn't who I was, I would never even be in this light. You wouldn't be interviewing me. This person wouldn't know who I am. I wouldn't be going to this store and this person know who I am. Like, so I feel like, you know, God make everything happen for a reason, and I'm not this man's son by accident. Like, everything was written. It was already written. Like, but I want to say, yeah, definitely shout out to my pops, because a lot of good things have happened for me in my life because of who my dad is. So absolutely, I feel like me is a gift more than a curse. Like, you know, like in life, you have the yin and the yang, and you always gonna have to take the good with the bad and the evil with the, you know, with the good. But I definitely feel like it's more of a gift than it is a curse.
So how do you deal with the you know, the problems that come with it, if any, type shit?
You know, I just take them as they come. Like, you know, you can't try to fight a battle until it's like in front of you. You feel me? Like, I don't go looking for nothing. I don't go looking for no trouble. Like, whatever come my way, I just handle it accordingly. You feel me? And, you know, I feel like always got to play it smart. Always got to play it smart. You know, sometimes I might get emotional and I might act irrational or something like that, or I might just lash out. But I'm a human and I have emotions, so I should be entitled to react to certain things. If I feel like I'm disrespected, or I feel like somebody disrespected my father, I'm entitled to react how I want to react, because I'm a human, I'm emotional. But for the most part, I feel like I learned a lot, and I've grown a lot, and I handle different things differently than what I did maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. But, you know, I'm gonna have some slip ups. I'm a human. I'm emotional. I'm like, and that's okay. But, you know, we handle things day by day.
You got anybody you take advice from?
Damn, God. God probably the only. I mean, my father. Yeah, my father. I got a couple OGs that, you know, try to fill that gap, try to be an uncle to me, try to give me, you know, advice about different shit, you know. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, I don't really want to take advice for somebody that, because I feel like sometimes people don't be trying to give you advice. Sometimes people be trying to force you to do something. So you're not trying to steer me in the right direction. You're just trying to make me do what you want me to do. So that's not advice in my eyes. So if I feel like you telling me something that I don't want to hear, that shit gonna go on one ear, and it's not even gonna go to the other side. It's gonna bounce right out the same ear. But, you know, I got a couple OGs that I fuck with, that I listen to, that give me advice, definitely. And I feel like I give good advice also. So it's not just them giving me advice. It's me also, you know, giving advice to people older and younger than me.
So, you know, in the past, you had a relationship with Queen's Flip, and I seen y'all fell out. Did y'all ever repair that?
Me and Flip got like a funny relationship. Like, I know at the end of the day, like, I don't want to see nothing happen to him, and he don't want to see nothing happen to me. So, like, the relationship is not how it once was, but I still feel like, you know, me and him, like, if we see each other, you know, it's all love. We'll dab each other up, and, you know, like, you know, we'll chop it up briefly. He'll ask me how the kids is. I'll ask him how his kids is, you know, like, but I feel like once certain things transpire in a friendship or a relationship, and then you see people true colors, and you see people like act a certain way that you wouldn't necessarily would have thought that they would have acted like that, it'll never go back to how it originally was. But, you know, like, it's all love. Like, Queen's Flip has gave me a platform. He gave me the nickname P2. So, you know, and for that, certain things like that, I got a lot of love for Flip. So I would say, yeah, we repaired our relationship, where I don't got no ill will feelings towards that man. Like, it's all love, respect.
Word. What's up? So what you got to say to the people that be saying you know, you ain't outside, you be hiding and shit like that since you left New York or something?
Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do? What am I, like, just supposed to be, like, in the projects, chilling in the projects every day, being harassed by the police, running from the police, ducking bullets, fucking bitches that live in the projects, having babies with project bitches? Like, that's not what I want, nigga. I do what I want to do. People always have a problem with niggas that do what they want to do. I'm the type of person that's gonna do what he wanna do. I'm not gonna listen to none of these niggas that's my age, none of these fake ass big homies, none of the hate. I'm not listening to nobody that's on the internet in the comments, on YouTube commenting all that shit. Y'all all, bro, I do what I wanna do, and people hate that I can do what I wanna do. Really on some Kanye shit where I can say and do what I wanna do, and I don't care about no type of repercussions, bro. I'm a grown ass man. I'm outside when I wanna be outside. Where we at right now? Outside. In Queens, in the town, outside. Where was I at? in the city yesterday, Nas album release party. Like niggas know I be outside, bro. Like, but I don't have to show every time where I'm outside. I know how to move. Niggas don't know how to move. I know how to move.
Last time when we did the interview, we talked about you possibly being like 50 Cent brother. Did you get any more information on that?
Yo, bro, I just came to understand it and realize that in life, it's just gonna be certain things that you can't get away from and you can't escape. So shit like that is always gonna be like rumors and like gossip and like speculations. I don't think we ever really know though. I remember you asked me earlier if I would have a sit down with Marquise. Maybe if we both get a swab and we do the little DNA sample, maybe we can find out. Who knows? But I don't think that shit would never be like answered fully. I don't think that shit'll never, you know, we'll never get down to the bottom of it. That shit'll break the ground, bro. That shit, like an earthquake will happen if that ever happened.
So, you know, say if that did happen and that turned out to be the case, like, do you feel like at that point you would be willing to try to sit down with 50 and like hash things out and get an understanding? On like some Wayans brothers shit, like we brothers? Nah, man, hell no. Like I said, it's certain things like if we don't like what's understood don't need to be explained. Like it's nothing for me and really him to talk about. Like my loyalty is with my dad. Like I don't care about nothing else. My loyalty is with Kenneth McGriff. I'm never gonna go against my dad. I love my dad. So like, it's nothing for me to talk about with 50. It's nothing for me to talk about with really nobody on that side. I don't wanna shake nobody's hands. I don't wanna be politically correct. I don't wanna do none of that. I love my dad and that's who I'm rolling with and that's who I'm riding with. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. For sure. I seen an interview with Charleston White and he was talking about you and Marquise on there. You know, what's your feelings about that? Well, like I said, it's like people gonna always talk about the popular subjects and the popular topics, that shit that's trending. So I feel like, you know, Charleston White, he gave his opinion on, he was really giving his opinion on Marquise for real. But like, me and him gonna be tied together forever based just because of that picture and just because of how people took that picture. So, you know, Charleston White, he's an interesting character though. So I feel like me and Charleston White is the same person. I'm just a younger version of him. Like we unapologetic. We gonna say what's on our mind and we not gonna really hold back no punches. So, you know, I fuck with Charleston White, man. I fuck with Charleston, and he's a real nigga. He's gonna say what he feel and he don't give a fuck about what's gonna come with that shit. Like you gotta respect a nigga like that. And he be on point with what he's saying too. Everything I done heard that nigga say, he not telling no lies. He gonna tell you he's calling the police on you. He's gonna tell, if you run down on him, he's gonna shoot the shit out you or he's gonna mace you. Like that nigga is a dangerous man, bro. You can never fuck with a nigga that's gonna shoot you or call the police on you. That is a dangerous nigga. And let me clarify what I meant by when I said that me and him is similar. I meant me and him is similar as like we speak our mind. None of that police shit that he do. I don't want y'all niggas to say, oh look, we see, we told y'all he like this. No, none of that, nigga. I'm talking about speaking my mind and not giving a fuck what comes with that shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I fuck with Charleston White. None of that police shit, nigga. I see you got a tattoo on your hand. You could let us know what that is? It look like two of them, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the big homie right there, man. That's the big homie right there. I got that. That's my pops. My man Dave. Shout out my man Dave, my tattoo artist from Connecticut. Like, you feel me? Me and him just had an idea. I wanted to get something like in reverence to my father, like a tribute to my father. So I got that shit on my hand, like, cause I want, when niggas see me, I want niggas to see him. Like, he always gonna live through me, whether he here, whether he gone. Like, I'm gonna try to carry that torch in my own way though, you feel me? I don't necessarily gotta do what he did, but I'm gonna carry it in my own way. Like, I'm my own man and everything. Like, I'm a grown ass man, I'm doing what I'm doing, he doing what he doing, but I want niggas to know, like I said, I love my dad. Like, he's somebody that I look up to. He, you know, so I got him on my hand. Like, I'm really gonna carry the torch, literally carry it. It's on my hand. Before we close out, is there anything else you want to get off your chest? Messages, shout outs? You know, I'm gonna always do what I do. The haters gonna do what they do. The internet trolls gonna do what they do. You feel me? Like, I'm here to enjoy the ride, man. Like, it's an enjoyable ride. 2022 been super lit, and 2023 gonna be even more lit. We just gonna keep going up, nigga. It's nothing that's gonna stop me from going up. So the hate, the comments, the speculations, the rumors, I'm still gonna do me and I'm still gonna go up. I'm still a king, God level. Word. Shout out to everybody though. Free all the real rights.
fuck all the rats. You know the vibes, man. Shout out my nigga 16, shout him 16 Visualz, man, for pulling up on me out here in Queens, man. Word.
Let everybody know how to get with you on social media.
Oh, they already know my Instagram, man. I'm all over the gram, man. I don't even gotta tell niggas that. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Supreme_McGriff. Check out that merch. Stay tuned for the show. Trailer coming real soon. Documentaries. 2 more documentaries coming out next year too, by the way. So yeah, we heavy on this documentary, on this TV shit. Word.
I love my boy. And one more time, let everybody know who got with you for the interview.
16 shot him, 16 Visualz. Bow.